Welcome back to the Cossy Ask the channel. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is your Sunday wrap-up where we dive into the biggest stories in the week. And of course, it's been a very, very good week for Arsenal. We did announce a signing. We have put a player on medical. Deal agreed with Gyokeres. And Mosquera is arriving next week as well. So Andre Bata has been busy, and next week obviously is going to be busier. He's got about 7 days to deliver all the players Mikel Arteta wants before preseason, but this week I can give him his flowers and say, Andre Bata, you have done well. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. If you missed anything in this previous week, this is the video for you. Let's dive into the biggest moments in the transfer window for Arsenal this week. And of course, the first one has been that Madueke, here we go. Obviously, splitting opinion among the fan base, but that has been a very big moment. Obviously, Mikel Arteta is very keen on the player, and Andre Bata has been working day and night to get the signing of Noni Madueke done, and it is done. Arsenal agreed a deal for 52.4 million with Chelsea. Arsenal will pay a whopping 48 million in guaranteed fees. Chelsea have got something on us, but this week that was the deal, obviously, of the week. And he's done his medicals. He flew from the US, came to London, he's doing his medicals, and within the next 24 hours, he should be announced as a new Arsenal signing. Now, regardless of whatever you think about this one, it has gone down as one of the quickest transfers Arsenal have ever done. And I'll tell you, this summer, Arsenal have done some quick transfers. I mean, the signing of Christian Nogard, that was quick. Arsenal bid, like within 48 hours, the deal was done. But also with Madueke, within 1 week, Arsenal launched interest, approached the player, approached Chelsea, and it was done. And it shows you the evolution of Arsenal's transfer business. The way we do our business is different. The way we do our business, especially this summer, is changing. Now, the order of priority is a little bit alarming, but I don't think something big. I mean, if you don't sign a center forward first and you sign a midfielder first, it doesn't mean that you don't want a center forward. It doesn't mean that you don't value the signing of a center forward. It simply means that you're signing who you can sign first, and then you can do the other deals later. So Madueke this week has become an Arsenal player. We're waiting for that official announcement. Mikel Arteta, we are told, has been keen on Madueke. This is a Mikel Arteta signing. So when you see him play more games than Martinelli, more games than Trossard, more games than anyone, I pray not more games than Saka, you know that Mikel Arteta is trying to find minutes for his new toy, for his new signing in Noni Madueke. And of course, you can check out the channel. We have done a couple of videos explaining the downside of this deal, but also explaining the would-be positives of signing a player like Noni Madueke. Medicals done. Medicals ongoing, not really done yet, but if they're done, I'll definitely be the first person to let you know. But the announcement should be coming anytime next week. Noni Madueke as a new Arsenal player. And then we had the Christian Nogard signing at the beginning of the week. He got shirt number 16, and he was confirmed as a new Arsenal player. In fact, Nogard, Kepa, and Zubimendi have been part of the Arsenal, I would say, training sessions ever since the players came back, and they're part of the family already. Christian Nogard was unveiled on Monday as a new Arsenal signing, and Arsenal are now working on the other deals. Again, one that is not glamorous, one that is not going to break the bank and maybe break the scales, but a signing that Mikel Arteta pushed for a player who is Premier League ready and Premier League proven as well. So Christian Nogard and Noni Madueke this week have signed as new Arsenal players. Now, our anticipation was that Gyokeres would be an Arsenal player by the time I record this video on Sunday. Well, he's still very close to joining. There's some significant improvements in the deal and the agreement between Sporting, but there's also been a war between Sporting and Gyokeres. It doesn't concern Arsenal because we continue to work on the deal, but this is what has happened with Victor Gyokeres this week. Well, number one, Arsenal reached advanced negotiations. From out of nowhere, we reached our advanced negotiations with Sporting to sign Victor Gyokeres. And advanced negotiations means Arsenal and Sporting kind of agreed on the fee. In fact, Henry Winter today has confirmed that there is a virtual agreement on what is supposed to be done. There is a virtual agreement on the fee that Arsenal are going to pay and what Sporting want. They're just working on a few add-ons. Now, what actually happened this week is mad and crazy. So this is what happened. Arsenal reached advanced negotiations with Sporting, like I reported, but Gyokeres didn't turn up for training and pre-season, and none of us actually know why. Yes, I want to say maybe this, maybe that, but none of us know why Victor Gyokeres didn't turn up for training this week. We don't even know why. But this is what happened. Gyokeres has told Sporting, and he told them 5 days ago, that on Saturday, I won't be part of your team that goes for preseason. I won't come back in training, and I won't be part of preseason. And Federico Varandas, the president at Sporting, said, "You're joking. You must be joking. I want you to be part of preseason, and I'm not joking, and that is a must." Now, come Saturday, Gyokeres didn't turn up for preseason, and Sporting were furious. In fact, the president, Varandas, issued a statement where he said, "This is making the deal even harder for Victor Gyokeres to leave. If Arsenal don't want to pay the money we want, he's going to run down his contract 3 years, and that situation is not going to change." So where we are right at the moment is Arsenal know what they have supposed to pay, Sporting know what they want, and both clubs are very close to ironing out a deal, but there is this stubbornness from Victor Gyokeres refusing to train, which I don't understand. But primarily, the reason as to why the player is saying, I don't want to be part of this team anymore, is this. He believes that Arsenal have met the asking price that he agreed with Sporting. Because him and Sporting last summer agreed that if anyone comes in with 70 million euros, 60 guaranteed, 10 add-ons, then a deal will happen. Federico Veranda says that is not what happened, right? And Gyokeres feels betrayed, and Gyokeres feels, a little bit angered. And he said, "I don't want to do anything with this Sporting team. I am done. I am now going to be moving on." So Arsenal have the green light from the player and Sporting to do the deal, but we've just got that small fee. In fact, today Sky Sports have been saying something very interesting. They were saying that Arsenal are ready to calm down and wait for the situation to actually calm down, right? So Sporting is saying, if we don't want to sell, or if the right offer doesn't come, we will not sell. We're going to keep him against his will for the next 3 years. Arsenal is saying, well, that is your business. We are waiting for the final agreement. Now, of course, the drama continues, but come next week, we should get the clarity on what is going to happen with this deal. Arsenal believe it should be part of preseason right from day one, and that tells you that they believe anything can be done between now and Friday. So, Gyokeres to Arsenal, pretty much done. It is just that there is a few stubborn heads on the negotiation table, and the stubborn heads on the Sporting side are saying, let them give us 5 more million. And the stubborn heads on Arsenal side are like, we are not giving you 5 million, right? Accept the money we are giving you, or you walk away, or we walk away. So the deal is not breaking down. The deal is 100% happening. We are just waiting for those finer details to be ironed out, and Gyokeres will be an Arsenal player. Now, this week as well, we got some update on Eberechi Eze, and it was courtesy of the fact that Arsenal had signed Noni Madueke. That was the reason, primarily, why Arsenal, why we're hearing rumors about Eberechi Eze. But it was clarified, Arsenal will still go and try to sign Eberechi Eze for about 45 million euros plus add-ons, regardless of the signing of Noni Madueke. Now, Madueke is seen at Arsenal as a versatile attacker, one that can play across the forward line. But when you look at what Arsenal are looking for, primarily, they're looking for someone who can play across the shop, across many positions. And that is not Noni Madueke. Madueke could play left wing, right wing. Basically, that's it. But Eze, left wing, right wing, left 8, right 8, number 10, false 9, and a couple of other positions. So Arsenal will now proceed, according to The Guardian, to sign Eberechi Eze this week after Madueke was signed. And then there was something on Rodrigo. Now, when it comes to the Rodrigo deal, the biggest development was that Madrid team getting knocked out of the FIFA Club World Cup, right? So Madrid were knocked out, and we were always waiting for that meeting between Rodrigo, Madrid, and Alonso. And Fabrizio said that decision was going to come right after the Club World Cup. Obviously, the imagination was Madrid would get to the final of the Club World Cup, but they didn't. They were absolutely cooked by PSG, and now that means that after their run of the Club World Cup, Real Madrid are set to sit down with Rodrigo. But the marca said yesterday that the player is giving full priority to staying in Europe, maximum priority to moving to the Premier League, and huge priority to Arsenal as a team. Arsenal believe they can transform him into a beast of a player, but also they believe he's a player that can actually come in and fit in right away. He's a player that they believe they can give the dream of playing on the left-hand side rather than the right-hand side if the deal can be great. Arsenal have not made any offers. Arsenal have not made any bids, but we have done a lot of work on player side. Again, there was talk this week that the Arsenal left-wing situation will be directly affected by departures in the left-wing area, but not by the arrival of Noni Madueke. So there is a possibility still where we get Madueke, but Rodrigo arrives if Trossard or Gabriel Martinelli leaves, right? And then we got something on Christian Mosquera. This was towards the end of the week, and it was Henry Winter who confirmed first, then Sami Makpo, and then Fabrizio, that Arsenal are in advanced negotiations to sign Christian Mosquera. Now, Mosquera is a deal Arsenal have been trying to do for quite some time, and then we've got a problem, of course. The problem was Arsenal were like 6 million or 7 million shy of the valuation of Valencia, in the player. Valencia saying 25 million euros could do the deal. Arsenal saying the maximum we want to go is 19 million euros. So there was a 6 million euro valuation, but the two clubs are coming to a consensus and everything should be done. Henry Winter actually says that Madueke and Mosquera will arrive next week. So by the time we get into preseason, we shall have a new goalkeeper in Kepa. We shall have two midfielders in Zubimendi and Nogard. We shall have Madueke, and we shall have a new centre-back in Christian Mosquera. Now, of course, we got some interesting updates to talk about in terms of departures, starting with Leandro Trossard. So there was reports coming out that Arsenal were willing to let go of Leandro Trossard after he had agreed personal terms with Fenerbahce. Those reports have since then been washed down, and more credible reports are saying there is no agreement between Leandro Trossard and Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce are not even looking in the direction of Leandro Trossard this summer. And all of a sudden, maybe he's going to stay. That was until Sunday when the Bild actually reported that, well, Arsenal fans don't celebrate early. Bayern are interested in signing Leandro Trossard, and is one of the players in the list if they don't get Luis Diaz. Now, Luis Diaz is the primary target for Bayern on the left wing. But if they don't get him, Leandro Trossard is the one. Well, Arsenal saying they could ask for around 20 million euros. They have not received any offers from Bayern, from Fenerbahce, or from anyone. But sources around the club are saying for 20 million euros, for a player Arsenal signed for 27 million, they would actually sell. That is what's going on with Leandro Trossard. This week as well, Henry Winter confirmed that the following players should be looking for new clubs in the coming week and leaving Arsenal. Leandro Trossard, Jakub Kiwior, Fabio Vieira, Reiss Nelson, Alexander Zinchenko. All these players are expected to find new clubs, are expected to leave the club. Obviously, with Reiss Nelson, Fulham are very much interested. Alexander Zinchenko, we are told AC Milan, Atletico Madrid, and Dortmund very much interested. Fabio Vieira, Parma, according to the information I have, are interested. Obviously, Parma have taken the former Arsenal assistant coach in Carlos Cuesta, so he understands much about Fabio Vieira, and maybe he was the reason behind us signing him. And then you have Jakub Kivior. I'll give you a couple of clubs in Italy are interested, but we don't have concrete offers. And for Trossard, I've talked about Bayern and Fenerbahce. And then, of course, there was that talk about Ethan Ranieri. Is he going to stay? Is he going to go? Now, Sami Makpo and Fabrizio have both confirmed that Arsenal are about to seal a 5-year deal or a 4-year deal with an option to extend for Ethan Ranieri. Arsenal have given the player a clear plan of how they plan to use him. They've given him a clear plan on how he's going to transform the team, and they're going to transform his career. And they've also given him guaranteed minutes, right? Guarantee and assurance for minutes. You will play, you'll be part of the team, and you're going to develop. Now, Arsenal see him as a number 8, stroke 10, and that's why they've brought in Madueke in a position where Nwaneri played a lot last campaign. So that is what has happened this week. Obviously, I will be doing my own prediction. Of course, Henry Winter has given us what's going to happen next week, but I will be doing my own prediction of what we expect of Arsenal come next week. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. See you soon.